Hello students, today we are learning lesson 9.2.1 surface area and volume. So when you do this lesson together with me, keep in mind there are two questions. First, how many cubes would it take to fill it? So that means they are talking about the volume. And the second question, how many squares would it take to cover the outside of it? That means they are talking about the surface area. So this lesson to help you to understand better and help you how to sketch the prism. I attached the website, so you can use this website to see what you can do to draw, to sketch the prism for question 951, 952, and 953, or the homework as well. So use this website. It also can help you to see how surface area affect the volume. So let's move on to question number 951. The first one, they get you a cereal box. So we have the length go by 4, the width go by 2, and the height go by 8. So we call this box is a rectangular prism, the right rectangular prism, because the top and the bottom faces, they are rectangle and they are congruent and parallel to each other. So on question A, you are going to describe the box they give it to you as complete as you can. All right, so this is the question A. Answer, the box is made of 6 rectangles. So the first one, the one on the top, 2 by 4. The second one, the one on the bottom, also go by 2 by 4. The one on the front side, so this is the front side, go by 4 by 8. The back side also go by 4 by 8. The right side, 2 by 8. And the left side also 2 by 8. So when you look at the box, it has the length equal 4, the width equal 2, and the height up there equal 8. So that's your answer A. Question B, we are going to find out how much cardboard is needed to create all 6 of the faces of the box. So what do they mean? They're actually talking about finding areas of the top, the bottom, the front, the back, the right side, and the left side of the box. So let's find the total areas. So in this case, let's look at the top. The top is 2 by 4. So we have 2 by 4. 2 times 4 get 8. So we have 8 square inches. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put it down. Inches square. The bottom, 2 by 4. The same answer, 2 by 4. 8 inches squared units. Okay. So now take a look for the front. The front, we have 4 by 8. So we have 4 times 8. 4 times 8, you get 32 inches squared units. Okay. All right. The back and the front, they are identical. So you have the same answer. 4 times 8 equal 32 inches squared units. The right side, so you have the right side goes 2 for the length. The base is 2, the height is 8. So you have base times height, 2 times 8, 16 inches squared units. Okay. And the left side is the same answer like the right side. 2 times 8 equals 16 inches squared units. So what do we look for? How much cardboard is needed to create all 6 of the faces? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the faces. So that means they are talking about the surface area. They're looking for the total areas, okay? So we have to add 8 plus 8 plus 32 plus 32 plus 16 plus 16. when we add all these areas, together, the answer goes to 112 square inches. Okay, so we have inches squared units right there. All right, so let's move on to question C. On question C, they are finding how many cubes did you use to make this model of the cereal box. So if you count 1 cube at a time, you will find out how many cubes to stack up all the way up to find out how many cubes total can fill up the box. Okay, but there is a better way, a quicker way, okay, to get the answer done easier. You take length times width times height. The length go by 4, the width go by 2, the height go by 8. So multiply them all together. So there are 64 cubes. Okay, so you can use the volume is 64 cubic inches unit or 64 inches cubic units. They are your answer for C. Okay. All right. For next problem, number 952. They want to make a box that holds the same amount of cereals, but use less cardboard. So they want to make money. They want to make profit out of it. So on question A. On question A, to do so, what measurement does the companies want to keep the same and what they want to change, okay? To make the box hold the same amounts of cereals, but use less cardboard. So the answer, they want to change the surface area. They want to change the edge because they want to make the surface area as small as possible to get the to use the less cardboard. Okay, the volume stay the same. All right, so let's look for question B and question C and question D. Okay, so on question B, again, you can use the website I provided for you to help you to understand how the surface area change the volume. And you can use it to find out the answer for question B, C, and D. Okay, so on question B, if you do it together with your members, your team members, hopefully your groups will find out there are 7 possibilities to get exactly the same volumes, but different surface areas. Okay. All right, so these are the answers for question B. So let's try to find out the answer C and D. So this is answer for B right there. This is for B. Okay. All right, let's find out answer C and D. Answer C and answer D, find the volume and find the surface area. So the volume, I'm gonna take one example from the 7 possibility out. It is 4 by 4 by 4. Okay, 4 by 4 by 4. And another example, it from the 7 possibility, 1 by 8 by 8. So the 2 of them, you can find out the volume. Length times width times height. The volume equal 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64 cubic inches squared units. I'm sorry, cubic units. Okay. All right. The other one, it has length times width times height to find the volume. The length is 8, the width is 1, the height is 8. Multiply them, you get the same answer, 64 cubic units. Okay. So what they want on question 951, they want to hold the same amount of cereals. Okay, exactly the same amount exactly the same volume, but let's find out which one is the one that has less, that they have to use less cardboard, okay? So look at the surface area. For this one, 4 by 4 by 4. The top, this is the top, 4 by 4. So 4 times 4 equals 16 units squared. The bottom is the same thing like the top, 4 by 4. 16 squared units. The front side is the same thing like the back side, okay? Also 4 by 4. 4 by 4. 16 squared units. The back 4 by 4. 16 squared units. And the right side, so this is the side on the right, 4 by 4. 16 squared units. And the left side, 4 by 4. 16 squared units. So what they want? They want to find the surface area, the total areas, okay? The sum of the areas. So we add all of these 6 total area, add them all together. We have 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16. It's the same thing like 16 times 6, okay? So what do we have for this 4 by 4 by 4? Surface area gonna go by 96 square inches, or I just go ahead and put it down, 96 squared units, okay? The other side, what do we have? The surface area, okay? What we have, the top, this is the top. The top go by 8 and 8 for the length, width for the 1, okay? So 8 by 1, 8 times 1 equal 8 squared units. The bottom is the same thing. It's gonna go by 8 by 1 as well. So we have 8 times 1 equal 8 squared units. The front, this is the front. The front has 8 by 8. So we have 8 times 8 equals 64 squared units. The back, same thing, 8 times 8. Okay, equals 64 squared units. The right side and the left side, so this is my side. The right side, I have 1 by 8, so it's gonna be 8 units squared. The left side gonna be 1 by 8 as well. So 8 squared units. The total area, the surface area, we add them all together. Everything, we have 6 of them together. The top, the bottom, the front, the back, the right, and the left sides. Okay, add them together to find out what is the surface area, the total areas. So we add 8 plus 8 plus 64 plus 64 plus 8 plus 8. I'm gonna take 8 times 4 because there are 4 of the 8. Okay, 8 times 4 plus 64 times 2 because there are 2 of the 64. 64 times 2. 8 times 4 get you 32. 64, 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 6, 12. Okay, add them up, 2 times 2 plus 8, 10, 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6, 160 squared units. Okay. I encourage you to go ahead and find out the answer by yourself to find out why the surface area for 1 by 1 by 64 equal 258. 1 by 2 by 32, why the surface area equal 196. 1 by 4 by 16. And 1 by A, and 2 by 2 by 16, 2 by 4 by 8, 4 by 4 by 4. Try to find out the answer by yourself. If you do not know how, again, please let me know as soon as possible, okay? You notice that they all have exactly the same volumes. These past 7 possibilities, they all have the same volumes because the companies want to make the box hold the same amount of cereals, but they want to find out which one is the one that use less cardboards. Okay, so when we on question D, we find out this one is the least amount of the the surface area, which is 96 square units. So this is the one that they want to recognize. The smallest prisms, 4 by 4 by 4, is the one that used the least amount of the cardboards. Okay. All right. Now let's moving on to the next question. 953. On question A, find the surface area and the volume of each one of the solid below. So what do we have on A? The volume, you count how many cubes in there. So when you count, you will see there are total 8 cubes. So if there are 8 cubes, it's called it 8 cubic units. So 8 cubes, stack them together. Okay. All right. For the surface area on A, wow, it's not easy for you to see. So let me rewrite again. The top, so this is the top. Okay, top, top, top. You have 4 of the top. Okay, so 4 top. Since each one of them go by 1, so I just say 4 tops. So each one of them go 1 by 1. So 4 of them is gonna be 4. The next one. Oh, okay, 4 top. Okay, let me write down 4 top. 4. So the bottom is the same thing. So we have 4 bottom. Okay, and the front. This is the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 front. We have 6 on the back. If you count them on this way, you have to imagine it's on the back. Okay, you have 6 back as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3 down there, 4, 5, 6, and the side. So when we count, we have the side go by 8. Okay. Okay, that's including the left side and the right side. You add them together, all of them, you have 28. So the surface area is 28 square units. All right, continue. The next one, question B. How many cubes you find out to stack them together? So when you count, you have 16 cubes. Stack them together, look like this. Okay, so there are 16 cubes. So the answer gonna be 16 cubic units. All right, surface area. The top one, again, the length and the width go by 1 by 1. So the top, I have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the top, I have 8 top. Okay. The bottom is the same thing. I have 8 bottom. And the front, this is the front. Okay. So the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the front you have 8. The back, you have to count all the way on the back. Imagine it. 4 on the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, on the back. Okay, so we have 8 back. The side, add them together. All sides, add them together. Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One stack on the top, another stack on the bottom. So think we have 2 stacks. Okay, and then what else on the side? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have total 12 sides, okay? Add them all together, you should get total 44, okay? So the surface area is 44 square units. On question C, I can't wait to find out what is your answer C look like, okay? Use at least 15 cubes to build up your prism. So answers vary. So go ahead and try the answer C by yourself, then submit it to Google Classroom, please. So continue. Homework tonight. Read the math notes, do learning log, problem 955 to 960. If you have any question, again, email me. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.